Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we are gonna be cleaning an engine bay. It's on a 2005 STI. So I'm gonna walk you through on how to clean it the best way I found. Now the first thing you should take into consideration is your engine needs to be cold. So let it sit for at least like 2 or 3 hours before you clean it. You don't wanna crack your block, your heads or anything when you spray water on it. Now if you have a cold air intake or a short ram intake like this car does, you need to pull that off and throw or plug it up somehow. Throw a rag in the intake so you don't get any water into the intake track. So first things first, I'm going to pull off the air filter and throw a rag in the intake. The first thing I'm going to do is spray some engine degreaser on it. The degreaser I prefer is called Super Clean. I actually buy it by the 5-gallon jugs from Zoro.com. I'll throw a link down in the description if you want to go check that out. It's a lot cheaper if you buy it by the bulk. So let's spray this engine bay down with some degreaser. Where do I go from here? Let that degreaser sit on the engine bay for roughly 10 or 15 minutes. Now that it's all soaked in, we can spray it off. I'm going to be using a pressure washer we have here at the house. If you don't have one, I'm sure you could use a garden hose just fine, but you're going to get a lot better end result if you just go to like a local car wash, a self-service car wash, and pay like $2 or $3 to use their pressure washer. The only thing you really need to avoid or look out for is spraying the alternator directly. You don't really want to fill that thing up with water. So make sure you just don't hose and pressure wash right into the alternator directly. I used to walk these roads with you. Can't remember the last time I rained without you. Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Now that it's all sprayed off, I'm going to let it sit for probably a half hour and try to let it dry out a little bit and just look over it and see if I missed any spots. With the engine bay that was this dirty, you're probably going to have to go over it a few times. So just to repeat the process until it is as clean as you want it to be. I used to walk these roads with you. Can't remember the last time I rained without you. Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Alright homies, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you got some sort of valuable information from it. Actually, don't forget to put your air filter back on. That might be not very wise to forget that. So if you thought this video was helpful at all or entertaining or whatever, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like the channel. I'll be putting a lot more content out of my black STI and my white Evo. I make quite a bit of videos of both of those. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.